Welcome, it's Denome, and today's update is going to be an interesting one because we have a lot of updates from yesterday's video where I was quite bearish since the S&P 500 actually flipped to the bear zone on the chart. I will talk about that in this video. We will talk about fundamentals, obviously, and there's a couple of interesting news happening right now on the markets as well, which I will talk about. But first, let's talk about the chart here. So in yesterday's video, I said that it is likely that we will get a bounce from the about 63k level, and we actually got it perfectly here. 63,400 was the low here, right exactly on the chart. And now we have a couple of interesting things on the chart. So if you are bullish, these may be some good news for you. So let me show you exactly if you want the bullish narrative, what's going on in the charts. First off, let me take out this now that we already touched it. First off, let's go to the daily view here, and we have a lower low on the RSI, but a higher low on the chart here with this hammer candlestick, which by the way is a bullish candlestick at the bottom formation. And anyway, we do have a bullish divergence here on the chart where we have a lower low on the RSI, but a higher low on the chart here. So this may signal that we may get some bullish momentum continuing to the upside. Also, if we go to the 4-hour view, we basically have the same situation where we have a lower low on the RSI, but a higher low here on this price level, also giving us that a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour chart as well. And now previously I was using this red line here. So if you are really bullish on Bitcoin, what you can do is you can adjust this a little bit to basically make it into a bullish line like so. So we could use it like this, and this would give us another kind of attempt on the new all-time high here, if you like to draw it like this. Obviously, when we talk about technical analysis, every single day is different, and you're trying to find these lines, and sometimes they match, sometimes they don't match. These are simply probabilistic guesses. Doesn't mean that they are about to happen for 100% certainty. And when we draw it, you can draw it a million different times. There's a million different ways how you can draw them differently. So sometimes I see something that's bullish, but another person sees something completely opposite. But at least for now, we got a solid bounce back from the chart here, and that is kind of giving us strength where I thought there was not strength. So let me take a look at the S&P 500. So S&P 500, unfortunately, when we take a look at the 4-hour chart, we are getting a perfect retest of the breakout level. So this is a clear signal that S&P 500 is gonna head lower. But for some reason, Bitcoin is showing strength, at least for now. So now my question to you guys is, which I hope you guys will answer in the comments, like you guys had very insightful comments on my previous video as well. I commented and liked many of those. My question to you guys now is, do you think that Bitcoin will actually start following S&P 500 on this to the bear zone here, or do you think Bitcoin will diverge from the S&P 500 going into the future? Because at least tomorrow, on Saturday, there's gonna be the Bitcoin conference is already online, and it is currently happening. But on 27th, Trump will be speaking at a Bitcoin conference, and I believe his talk is about 30 minutes only. And if I had to bet, I think he's only gonna be talking about the elections. He's not gonna talk about Bitcoin much. And I think this is the silliest narrative at the moment, that Trump will somehow announce Bitcoin strategic reserve for United States. No way, that's not going to happen, because he's not even a president. I don't think he will announce a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I saw some of these posts on X, and I think these are just silly. But RFK Jr. is in this conference as well. Trump is in this conference. So some people are bullish for this event. So if you're looking for a sell the news event, this might be it, because there's some people who believe that this Bitcoin strategic reserve is going to be announced, and if it's not going to be announced, or even if it is announced, that will pretty much, actually if it is announced, that will probably flip the markets bullish. But if it's not announced, I think many people who have high hopes of this Bitcoin strategic reserve coming into fruition, they will be in for a nasty surprise. So they may be sellers after the event because the hype is too much for the event. Next up, we do have an interesting situation with X. So as you've probably seen this hashtag on X, this hashtag has now been taken out. So you can still write the hashtag, but there's no longer the emoji behind Bitcoin. We don't know why, but it is a very odd thing to do during a major Bitcoin conference. So I thought that was interesting. Next up, let's talk about the Mt. Gox Bitcoin reallocation. So as you probably remember, Mt. Gox, they had 141,000 Bitcoin in their reserves, and so far they have distributed about half of the Bitcoin. So Kraken has already distributed all of their Bitcoin. So I think they had about 41,000 Bitcoin, if I remember correctly, and all of those have been now transferred. Mt. Gox still has 47,000 Bitcoin in their reserves, and another, I think 47,000 roughly, or 42,000, I don't remember exactly, but Bitstamp currently has those. But there's some, let's call it FUD, surrounding the Bitstamp allocation to Mt. Gox creditors, because there are now people who say that they are unable to trade or even withdraw the Bitcoin that they received on Bitstamp. So I don't know what's going on with this one, but I thought this was interesting. And Bitstamp themselves, they have said that it will take about 7 days for them to release this. So I think that the FUD is simply let's actually take a look at the Bitstamp here. Bitstamp, because I remember I saw the tweet, but I didn't have it ready for this video. So let's actually see what they had it here. So I think they said that it will take them about 7 days. Let me see if I can find it. So we're pleased to announce we've received the Mt. Gox asset. We're working diligently to distribute it to our customers. Allow us up to 1 week for security checks, and then it will be finalized. So it will take some time before Bitstamp is giving their Bitcoin to customers, but all of the Bitcoin that Bitstamp is giving to customers is this, not this 47,000. So there's still sell pressure coming from Mt. Gox. So not all of this is distributed yet. But at the same time, we are seeing some accumulation. So let me take a look at the, let's actually take a look at ETFs. So for now, for the last couple of days, the ETFs haven't really done anything here on the charts. So we saw some selling here. Now we're seeing some buying once again. No major moves, at least as of 25th of July. So I think this is quite interesting that they're kind of just waiting what's happening. When we take a look at the fundamentals, there's a couple of key indicators that I think are interesting. First up, we can see the supply on exchanges as percentage of total supply. This spike here, I think this is the Bitstamp spike when Bitstamp was given the money from Mt. Gox. I think that is it. So it's not exactly, it doesn't mean that people now want to sell Bitcoin, because this is like a one-off event from the Mt. Gox situation. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but obviously there's going to be some sell pressure. Some people will want to sell, but at least for Kraken users, a lot of them did not sell a lot of the Bitcoin that they received. So many people still decided to hold Bitcoin rather than sell it. So that was nice. We saw the increasing of stablecoins. all the way up to $154.34 billion in stablecoins, but now we have seen some tapering off in stablecoins as well. Next up, and this is quite interesting when we take a look at the different Bitcoin holders. You can see that retail investors have started to buy Bitcoin again, this orange line here, and then we have the blue line, which signals that wallet sizes which have 100 to 1000 Bitcoins inside them, these have now increased. This is a clear increase that they were buying the bottom here. That's pretty cool to see that when Bitcoin price went down, they were buying the bottom here, as well as you can see a buying from the yellow line here, but not really buying from the pink line. So as it looks right now is that the Bitcoin that is coming to circulation, it is being bought off the market. So that is nice. But since there's the sell pressure, the imminent sell pressure from the Mt. Gox distribution for the next week or so through Bitstamp and whatever we have left on the this 47,000, which is currently not released yet, that is also coming to the market. So we still have that sell pressure coming anyway. We saw some selling here from old wallets of Bitcoin users before this pullback here, and we haven't seen any sell pressure yet. I guess we have to wait through the weekend to see what whales are gonna do with their Bitcoin. Something interesting. I thought this was interesting, by the way. This is the last thing about on Santiment.net, and this is a pretty cool tool which you can register for. But the supply held by miners, I don't know what happened with here, because they were able to just get 40,000 Bitcoin for whatever reason. I don't know if they're trading Bitcoin now. They were able to buy it through some OTC or what happened. These kind of spikes, just I don't understand where the money came from to miner wallets. I guess they bought it. Not exactly sure what happened, but all in all, some miners just bought a lot or received a lot of Bitcoin, which is quite interesting. That's about it for that. When we take a look at the accumulation addresses, we are still seeing more accumulation. So we got an update on July 24th, and there was another roughly 80,000 Bitcoin went into accumulation addresses as well. So long-term holders still want to accumulate more Bitcoin into their wallets. So all in all, when we take all of this into consideration, there's a good chance that Bitcoin will flip to the downside anyway. But if you really want to believe that there's going to be this push to the upside, I can see that case also. So what I'm kind of saying is have some caution going into the future, because the panic from the real world, from S&P 500, because this looks to me like it just wants to go down further. The panic from here may convert over to crypto, and Bitcoin defying the correlation between Bitcoin and S&P 500. That may be short. It may be short period of time that they don't have the correlation, and then the correlation just snaps back in, and that will probably take Bitcoin back down. But it's not always guaranteed. It's just an idea here. Currently, I have not made any major moves on my on my Bitcoin or on my altcoin situation. I'm still kind of waiting, but today I did sell a little bit Bitcoin after I saw that massive pump to the upside once again, just because I feel like the market crash on S&P 500 will continue. So I guess I'm a little bit more bearish, but I haven't made significant moves to change my asset allocation or portfolio allocation for now. So that's pretty much the update I have for now. Please leave your comments below. How do you think this pump on Bitcoin price? What will happen? Do you think there will be a strategic Bitcoin reserve? Obviously, if that's going to be announced by Trump, that's probably going to make the price go higher. But let's see how things go. I think this is all interesting, and I will make an update. Maybe not on the weekend. I have some plans on the weekend, but on Monday again. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.